everybody, this is Tom with the Board Gamer. Today we're going to do a quick overview and review for this game. If you want the full how-to, go ahead and click this icon up here or the link in the description. Now let's get into it. Iki is a 2 to 4 player game for ages 14 and up with an average gameplay length of 60 to 90 minutes, published by Sorry We Are French. Iki is played over the course of a year. Each month you will be hiring different characters and increase their experience until they can retire. The characters, as well as the items that can be purchased, will change each season. Avoid fire and have enough rice to pay your characters, and you will be able to collect many bonuses, and the player with the most Iki points at the end of the game wins. I found Iki quite an easy game to play despite the size of its rulebook. I opened the box and I saw the rulebook and worried I might have bitten off a bit more than I could chew. But after perusing the rulebook and a rough first 3 rounds, myself and others I played with got a handle on the game. We played a few more times and again with another group using my how to play script to explain the game, and we all had a great time in this Edo period game about Japanese artisans. Now let's wander through these shops and stalls of Iki and see what makes it a game worth the information overload it might initially contain. This reprint of Iki takes you through the seasons throughout the course of a year. Each have their very own character cards that you can hire. The art on these cards is absolutely beautiful. Even without the job titles on them, you can quickly tell the type of craft each one is working towards. And the game mechanic of moving your kobun up the experience track when an opponent uses your character skills until they retire shows progression and helps everyone involved. And the back of these cards are also done really well. The art matches the art on the board for the season they belong to, along with kanji for each season. Thankfully, if you don't know kanji, you can go by the color and the number on the backs of these cards and tokens for each season. The tokens for each season also have unique art and are very helpful throughout the game. The meeples themselves, along with the matching player markers, are designed nicely, and given the size differences, make them easier to tell apart. And the resources like the wood, the rice, are nice wooden pieces, and the cardboard coins are fine. At first I thought it was a bit weird that values were 1 and 4 and not 1 and 5. But after a bit of research, I found 1 and 4 were the actual values of the coins, or mon as they were called, during the Edo era, allowing for further immersion. All in all, I was very happy with the production value of Iki. Now Iki is a game that is not very complicated to play, but has a bit of a learning curve. There's a lot of information that you need to know to play the game to the fullest. It's a lot of tiny situational things that happen throughout the game. A big example is the firefighting power. It matters for turn order, but even more, it matters for rounds 5, 8, and 11 when fires occur. Or another example is having enough rice to feed your character cards in play. Aside from payday, after each season, rice is not really used unless it's for something situational that comes up, like a building card or to pawn for coins. Once you learn what everything does, which usually takes a playthrough or 2 of the game, it starts to flow a bit easier and seems less and less complicated. I would not say this is an intro game, but it would be a good game for the strategy game lovers out there, or a good intro to more medium weight games for the casual gamer that wants a bit more. Iki is a strategy game. Each round is set up before turn order is ever determined. However, there is a bit of luck involved when it comes to increasing your character card's experience. The more popular their reward, the more often the players will use them, and your character will likely retire faster. But there are items, characters, and simply making laps around the board to help with this if the reward is not as appealing. But as a whole, this game has little luck but a good amount of strategy. This is definitely a game for those who like to leave very little to chance. One thing I truly enjoy about Iki is its replayability, especially once you get a grasp on all the rules. Once you pass that hurdle, this game will be revisited often. There is no way to go through all the characters each season in one game. This makes you want to play the game again and again. And even after seeing all the characters and buildings, the desire to replay the game does not waver, in my opinion. The only thing that may hold this game back is being exclusively a 2 to 4 player game. But thankfully, if you have that number of players, you're set to have a good time. There is enough variety that no game will play the same, making this game of Edo Artisans worth coming back to every season. Now, Iki is a well-themed game. Everything is done with care and leads back to the Edo period of Japan. From the different character cards to the mon or coin shapes and value, even celebrating the importance of New Year's Day is put into this game. The art and production value lure you in, and the gameplay keeps you involved and entertained after the long explanation of it anyway. Iki is a game that feels very comfortable for me. It has a good amount of strategy in it, but is light enough to show off and play with people who are not always looking for the most optimized way to play a game. It's a game where I don't even remember who has won the games we've played. I just remember having fun playing it and the feeling of the gears turning in my head thinking about what my next move should be. Iki is a game that I really cannot push enough. This is now one of my favorite strategy games, and I hope you will find it just as fun as I did. After the long-winded rulebook, of course. But hey, if reading rules isn't for you, you can always check out my how to play video. It is just as long-winded, but sometimes listening to someone else helps absorb it better than reading it all yourself. But anyway, Iki is a wonderful game, and I think everyone should try it at least once. This board gamer says, it's a whole year plus 1 day's worth of fun. Not boring. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notified about new videos. If you're bored now, click this for more games.